Good morning to everyone. Welcome to Tel Aviv University, especially for those people coming from abroad. This is really remarkable that you have made all your way to Israel for this Cyber Week. I'm very glad to have the mayor of Tel Aviv that you have just heard. Ron Huldai, the legendary mayor of Tel Aviv, is also a great friend of Tel Aviv University, and we are thankful to him for his friendship. I want to thank my friend Itzik Ben Israel, Major General Itzik Ben Israel, who is the organizer of the Cyber Week together with Gili, that you have already met, and her team. You probably know that this is the 15th anniversary of the Cyber Week. So for the last 15 years, we celebrate the Cyber Week at Tel Aviv University. And people from numerous countries come to Israel, and it became a real celebration of science and the Israeli people here in Israel, together with others coming from abroad. Let me say a few words about Tel Aviv University and then connect it to the Cyber Week and to the Cyber Center that is led for the last 15 years by Yitzhak Ben Israel. So the center is the Blavatnik Interdisciplinary Cyber Research Center. Tel Aviv University, the largest one in Israel. We have about 300 students. Half of them are undergraduate students and the rest are graduate students. It's a university which is an international one. We have connections with universities all over the world. There are international students coming here in their thousands. We are multidisciplinary. You can find all fields of knowledge here at the university, and we take advantage of that diversity of fields by creating centers and schools that combine researchers from different disciplines to work together. And we are proud of having close relationship with the industry, the high-tech and the biotech industry, both in Israel and abroad. These characteristics of Tel Aviv University are also reflected through the Cyber Center that I have mentioned. You can see here how international it is, how it attracts people from all over the world. It's not only on the Cyber Week, but also on regular days. We have connections through the Cyber Center with friends and colleagues from all over the world. The center is multidisciplinary because cyber is multidisciplinary, and so we are. And lastly, we are very closely connected through the center to the industry and also to the government, as there are also representatives here from different offices, and both in Israel and also outside of Israel. Let me say a few words, actually related to what Itzik have said before about the interrelationship between cyber and AI. And it's not a coincidence that we align the Cyber Week with AI Week, because these are definitely two fields which are connected. Now, when we think about AI, especially in recent years, we think about generative AI, about ChatGPT and related technologies. And there is a lot of promise in AI. Even though Ron Huldai haven't written his speech by AI, many people do it. I also don't do it at the moment, but many people can do it. But that's only a very small part of the advantage of generative AI and related technologies. So there is a lot of promise in AI. Also at the university, we think about future education with the aid of AI, and definitely about research. People are talking about accelerating science by using AI. This is definitely right. But I want to ask you to pay attention to the risks of AI, which in my view are underestimated at the moment, and that should change. especially the relationship between AI and cybersecurity. And let me just mention two risks that I think should be taken very seriously. So the first risk is the combination of offensive cyber with AI. You know, when we think about science and about accelerating science, we used to look at the advantages of accelerating science. We would develop more drugs, we would develop technologies that would make our life better, but at the same time, it could be abused. And if you think about offensive cyber, imagine that with AI, offensive cyber, or the development of offensive cyber could also be accelerated, and not necessarily at the same speed of defensive cyber. That could be a huge risk to humanity if offensive cyber would become much more threatening and the defensive cyber would not develop at the same speed. So this is one risk that I think we should think about. The second one is about disinformation, about fake news, about authenticity of information, which some people would say that maybe this is number one risk to humanity in the next decade or so, that people cannot trust whatever they hear or read. They don't know whether it's right or wrong. And also here, with ChatGPT, generative AI and related technologies, this risk could be even more threatening. So what we, universities and other partners should do about such risk, and there are more others. So sometimes people say that the usage of AI and cyber should be regulated. Regulation is not necessarily a sufficient solution because, as we know, regulation is not enough. You need also to have enforcement, and sometimes enforcement is not effective for all kinds of reasons. Among others is that science always goes much faster than regulators, and this is something that we should remember. And that means that all partners should take responsibility and not just trust that the regulators would solve the problems. It means that the industry should take it into account, the government, countries, but also academic institutions where we have scientists that develop AI. The security of AI or the risk of abuse of AI in different ways should be in front of our eyes when we develop AI. This is not an easy challenge, but we should remember not to neglect it. It's very tempting to develop AI more and more, and at a certain point to realize that it is more risky than beneficial. So I want to conclude by thanking you all for coming and participating in this conference. I'm sure that it would be a very fruitful week for all of us, and I hope to see you again next year and the year after. Thank you very much.